Hey, this vlog is specifically for Oakland City Attorney Barbara Parker, but as what I do, since her tweet was public, this vlog is more public. Barbara, and I can call you that because I've known you for, 2 decades? You put out a tweet that was really insulting. First of all, it demonstrated that you don't read oaklandnewsnow.com. You should read Oakland's only daily active news blog. It is the 98th blog in the Zennie62Media network that has taken me some time to build and perfect in stages. This is the latest. I always disclose who my clients are. I am proud to do so. In the case of Insight Terminal Solutions out of Kentucky, I specifically pursued them as a client for Zennie62Media. Why? Because the Oakland Bulk and Oversized Terminal project has been in the Oakland Eye for approximately 30 years. Since 1991, when it was mentioned in another description as the #1 economic development objective in Oakland, coming out of Oakland Sharing the Vision, a number of us have wondered when this dream of a bulk terminal was going to get off the ground. You know, and I know, that the city of Oakland was a co-developer with Phil Tagami of California Capital Group, although it had a different name then, in the development of the Oakland Bulk and Oversized Terminal as part of the Oakland Global Project, to the end of determining the feasibility of the Oakland Bulk and Oversized Terminal. Pat Cashman, the same man who hired me to work in economic development as an intern out of the University of California at Berkeley, the same man commissioned the Tioga Group to write a market study report which included specific mention of coal. But the market study was really designed to determine whether or not Phil Tagami had the chops to actually pull off the feat, if you will, of building a bulk terminal in Oakland. The report sought to be condescending, but all it did for Phil, who never backs down from a fight, is give him a series of milestones to meet. And in what is one of the greatest untold, or not as well often told, which is why I was hired, stories in Oakland, Phil surpassed them. I have helped Phil, mostly without pay, over the years on the project. We have a long history of talking about this project. I have never wavered in my support for what Phil's trying to do. Ever. I'm loyal. I don't backstab people. But what I do is this. I build technical systems to help people whose causes I believe in. In this instance, you and others in Oakland have allowed basic industry to leave. You've allowed the dramatic decline in the number of African Americans in Oakland, which helped to make up our rich lifestyle. And you're Black. For this to happen on your watch, or for that matter, our collective watches, since I too live in Oakland, is shameful. It's criminal. But in that vein, for you to then say that I was, busted by a reporter whose work I regard as racist was doubly insulting. If you read Oakland News Now, you would know there was nothing to bust. But your choice of words, trying to imply that I'm some sort of Black criminal, was more than inappropriate. It was off base and 1,000,000,000% wrong. My blog, over the last 28 days alone, 30, was attacked 182,000 times with no impact. A major news organization hired a hacker last fall to try to take it down. Didn't succeed. And all the way, most of the time that I spend is coding. HTML, PHP, JavaScript, combinations, and I've got to learn Unity. That's another story. Mine is the unwritten story. The black person who creates their own technical platform, much as Evan Williams did with Twitter. He did no programming language. He created Twitter from scratch. But he gets accolades, and I get people like yourself assuming that I'm just somebody's mouthpiece, as opposed to a person who developed a technical platform that's a tool to help clients. The only one of the council members that has consistently brought press releases for me to put out is Oakland at-large council member and Oakland City Council President Rebecca Kaplan, and for which I dearly thank her and love her very, very much, because she sees beyond that and she sees the tool that I've created and how it helps her get out the message. Do I always agree with what she puts out? No. Do I state it? No. She's using my system. You too could do that. And no, I don't charge I don't charge Rebecca, either one of you, because you're public officials. But I don't get press releases from you. I help people who show me the respect of wanting to use my platform. In the case of Insight Terminal Solutions, the full weight of the Zennie62Media approach was brought to assist that great organization. Beyond that, I'm really tired of this, and as a leftist, I have to say this new leftist idea that's a mirror image of the right wing. Demonize everybody and forget about thinking. We have a problem, Barbara. We will let a lot of basic industry go in Oakland. Basic industry made Oakland. Shipbuilding, automobiles, transportation, hauling. They made Oakland into what it is today. But Oakland, through that entire history of growth, has also showed a continuance of uttering words that pointed to this fact: it's a shame to be black. The most recent example of this was Afrotech. It took an outsider, Morgan DeBaum, to establish an event around tech, primarily for blacks, if anybody could come, of course. But did you go? How many on the Oakland City Council attended? You see what I'm getting at? Oakland is not proud to be black. And by that, I'm not talking about who you date or marry, anything like that, but simply celebrating that someone else, African American, has done something really cool and saying, hey, this is really cool. So if you prize what I'm doing, which it doesn't seem like you do, you should say, you know what Zennie did is really cool. I may not agree with his client, but I understand what he did. It's not a matter of agreeing with my client. My client needed a platform to get out key court documents that have not seen the light of day until I arrived. That's what it was all about. The Tioga report that I referred to earlier is one of those. I am proud to have Insight Terminal Solutions as a client, but think about this too, because I've done a lot of thinking about what I'm about to say. Have you ever considered what would happen to the coal mines and coal fields if they stopped for a moment or went out of business? Do you realize that the United States of America is one of the top 5 coal-producing nations in the entire world? I'll tell you what would happen. Investors, hedge fund investors, would come in and buy these junk properties at fire sale prices. They would then bring in automation, not improve the employment so much, and use it to make money. It is my contention that that's what Thomas Steyer and others are doing. By financing media, which they do, and nonprofits on a global basis to devalue coal, but in particular in the United States, where they know that people of millennial age can be easily steered to their cause. It's not an appropriate way for our country to be manipulated, if there ever is one. And you contribute to that in a very small way when you attack me. Shameful of you. And by the way, subscribe to Zennie62 on YouTube and bookmark the best blog in Oakland, oaklandnewsnow.com.